Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Yaschandasam Rishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyadhyamrutaat Sambabhuva Samensya Devadharano Bhuyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam Jihva Me Madhumattamam Brahmana Koshosi Medhaya Pihitaha Shrutam Me Gopaya Om Shanti Shanti. A simple mathematics teacher, while teaching, makes the kid understand 2 plus. If the child goes back and tells the parents 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, isn't it a fact? Yes, my dear child, you're right. What the teacher told, the child understands. The child doesn't ask whether it's right or wrong. The child has understood the excitement. And that the excitement of having understood that. And all the children from the same class go. Children come from different parents of different nationalities, from different cultures. Which parent will say, no, this is wrong? Jewish parents, no, or no, we are from Africa, we are from Australia, we are from, we are from India, we are from, which doesn't matter, which parent from different background. But they all study in one cosmopolitan city of Australia, imagine the world, but still they have their own, home background, different cultural variations are there. But these children, when they go back and tell their parents what the mathematics of this simple fact, no mother, no father, because no parent will deny, because this is a fact. If you ask what one thing which the entire humanity is seeking, undeniably, which is sought by all the people, all the human beings, is happiness, fullness. Happiness means not that what we think. I'm happy, I'm not unhappy now, that's why I'm able to listen to you. I'm not talking about, of course you are happy now. I'm talking about the happiness that is everlasting. Means everlasting happiness means what? Being happy everywhere, being happy in all situations. Is such happiness there for us? No. Possible for you? Is it possible for you to have that? Being happy with everybody, is it possible? No. Is it possible? Being happy everywhere is not at all possible. Being happy with everybody, We are happy, but not always, not everywhere, not with everybody. This is why lack everlasting happiness. We are knowing, whether we know or not, whether we understand happiness. That is why this common human universal, which happiness is everlasting happiness, is limitless happiness. Why do I say it's a choiceless end? Because what would you like to eat? Apple or banana? Which do you want? You have choice. What would you caffeinated or decaffeinated? What would you like to have? You have choice. You have choice. Would you like to live in the woods or in the... Would you like to study science or arts? You have choice. Or medicine? You have choice. Which university do you study? You would like to study? Which country you would like to migrate to? Which person you want to marry? You have choice. You have choice. Is there a choice? Do you want to be happy or not? Is there a choice? No choice. This is where you have to understand, I want to be happy. And is there one person who will choose to be unhappy? No. Human, ultimate. Every adjective I put for this end, I mean it. I'm slow way to see that. And what do the Indians call lasting happiness? The very word, adjective everlasting. Why? Because if that happiness you're seeking is something which you had not before, and definitely it's not worth working hard to attain it, it will not stay with you forever because you've got it, definitely it will go away. Is attained has to be lost. Anything you come in associated one day, that is the law. If the happiness also is something which is you are going to attain newly, practice or meditation or something, and you will lose it one day. That is the order, that's the law. Therefore, if this happiness also is something which is going to be attained newly, and you are not interested in such happiness, you are interested in everlasting. It cannot come to you newly. It must be there already. Then you not search for it. Therefore, the happiness what I'm seeking is everlasting. If it has to be, if it need not be attained. If it need not be attained means it has to be there already, not there. Why there is unhappiness? Why there is sorrow? There is pain. Why we are not the same always? We are happy. We are not happy always. No. Whoever is the person I'm with, I'm not happy with everybody I'm associating with. Then there won't be something called hatred at all. There won't be something called irritability at all. There won't be something called irritation at all. All these things are there because we are always, everywhere. If there is happiness already, if it is not something which... This is what the scriptures say, the Indian scriptures state, it is a fact, happiness is already there. You do not know what happiness is. If you know what happiness is, not knowing what happiness is in fact having it. Having happiness means what? Being happy always. Therefore, happiness is something to be discovered. Goes ahead, it says. It has to be discovered means it has to be discovered not as an object of knowledge, not as an object of experience. Happiness is not something to be known, attained in terms of knowledge, as an object of experience. Happiness, what you are seeking, what you really want, is very fact. You are happiness, fullness. This is the fact. Like how 2 plus 2, similarly here, you are, but if I say this is a fact, very first thing itself, you will all be tired. You think this woman is mad. What are you talking about? That's why this is what these scriptures say. You are full. You do not know what happiness is, means you do not know what you are. The fact is, you do not know what you are. And that you do not know that you do not know what you are. And you do not know that you need to know what you are. You will be interested in knowing what you are, only know what you are. Why you need to know what you are? Because you are searching for. Your real self being the sought, the searching will be endless. You are what you are searching for. If you search for, that's why search will be endless. But if the scriptures come and tell you, you are fullness, you are searching for happiness, you are happiness. The very searcher is happiness. Then you would be upset. Therefore, the scriptures first accept you. Yes, think about yourself, you are right. You know why? Always somebody has to understand you. You want somebody to understand you. You are sorrowful, you have grief. Then you trust there's somebody really. When you accept, because Shruti understands your, Shruti means the scriptures, understand you, accept where you're from, really speaking, your happiness, what you're searching for. Therefore, there is everlasting happiness for you. Not only everlasting happiness, there is only happiness for you, nothing else for you. There's no unhappiness for you in happiness. That is why this is a fact. Like how any parent accepts it. Whether African parents, Asian parents, Hindu parents, non-Hindu parents, any parent accepts this fact. When the child's fact, when you understand also, when there is no, doesn't matter what you are culturally, where you are from, what your background is, you will have no problem. Fact is, what I want to say is, the fact is not any reasoning mind. There's no barrier, isn't it? This is the important thing I want to say. If this is a fact, can you deny this? How can it must be verifiable? If it is verifiable, let me verify it. If you want to verify it, then you need to know. To connect this to that you are very happiness, so to discover that happiness, you need to discover yourself means you understand one more fact there of yourself and the truth of the whole cosmos are not two different things. The truth of the universe, the truth of the ocean, truth of the mountains, truth of the living beings, truth of non-living things, truth of earth, truth of any of the 5 elements, truth of space, truth of time and space, thing which exists within the realm of time and space, the truth of the entire universe, truth of every individual living or non-living thing. Every being here is one and the same. We can use another term, reality, same. We say oneness of the reality. If truth of every same, like what? Like truth of every ripple in the ocean is one and the same, H2O. The ocean is H2O, and no wave can boast. No, truth of myself is different from the wave cannot boast. The wave is very part of the entire ocean. The wave, there's no outside or far away from the ocean. The wave, the whole, the ocean. Every wave being part of the ocean, truth of the rest of the waves, the truth of all the waves and the same H2O. There is no such thing called wave. There cannot be something called ocean, which means the wave or the waves or the ocean is nothing but water alone. That is why we call the water substantive. So minus water, without the water, substantial, it will lose its existence. It will not be there. There is no such thing. There is no such thing called wave without water. There is no wave other than the ocean. Therefore, the truth of the entire ocean is one and the only substance. That is in fact the truth, the reality of. In the same way, the truth of the whole cosmos, it can be the example, understand, but the fact is, it is a fact. Again, how? In the same way here also the fact is the truth of the universe in its entirety. Know how vast this universe. To understand this most abstract fact, that the truth of the whole, how vast is time, when time began we do not know. Where the space begins we do not know, but we can understand this fact still. What is that? The truth of this entire substantive wave is a substantive for which the substance is water, the H2O. Similarly, the universe, the world, whatever the term you use to mean the existence, it's the whole is one and the one substance. Even the word substance is something because there is one truth, one reality. The names are innumerable, countless, innumerable forms, varieties, 5 different elements. Every element is different from every other element. Different. Fire is different, space is different, air is different, time. At least these elements, something called time, we talk about all the time. All the time we talk about time. What is this time? Elements are different, elementals are different, living things are different, non-living things are different. Again are innumerably countless, animate, formal, you see unicellular, cellular, invisible, then it causes a lot of problems for us. And then we have, it's unimaginably, every department, so we have so many departments, even if you take for so many sections. Why? Because and so much. And that's why innumerably, one word I can say simply, innumerably countless forms and names. Like, but truth of all forms which constitute this universe is one, and therefore, and yourself being part of, from, non-different from the truth of the whole, which you do not know. You do not know the truth of yours. You do not, therefore you do not know the truth of the, therefore you do not know what happiness is. So innermost essence individual as the truth is not known. Self-ignorance. The truth, therefore, truth, obtaining as the innermost essential nature of every being here, thing here. Brahma. Therefore, now the truth of the knowledge of the truth of the whole is in fact knowledge. The knowledge of what happiness is not possible without the knowledge of what the self is. Come to know is there is self-ignorance. Self-ignorance. You have to know that there is that being ignorant of ignorance is innocence. You are ignorant. You do not know yourself. You may say, I know. Yes, you know something about yourself. You are not totally ignorant like an elephant. But no elephant knows. Even though we was walking majestically, but still there's no knowledge on the part of an elephant, on the part of any other animal, any other living being, or on the part of any other plant here. Even though there's no knowledge. They all remain. Whereas you are not like other living beings. As human knowledge, you are totally ignorant of yourself, but still you are not totally knowledgeable. How do you know? You all know you are. This much about yourself? You know you are. You know you are not an elephant. You know you are not. You know you are a human being, which means you know you are. But poor animals don't even know that much. You can plan how to make use of all other animals, how to make the horses run for you, how to make, you know, because you know who you are able to make know. If elephant knows I am an elephant, if a horse knows I am a horse, you cannot have a ride. It will have half knowledge. If the horse has this knowledge, I am a horse. Knowledge is half knowledge. You know you are. You are sophisticated. That is why you are labeled as a self-conscious being. It is this knowledge which distinguishes you from all other beings, sophisticated of all the creatures. So no animalness on the part of any animal. Therefore there is total ignorance. Therefore no animal can know, I do not know what I am. No animal can, the self-ignorance also. No animal can come to know, I am ignorant of myself. No animal can know. Therefore I need to know myself. Animal cannot know. Never know what I am. No. Therefore this capacity, that is, you are very blessed. The human birth is always said to be a human species. You know you are. You are already being born a human being. You are blessed with this half knowledge. So you are blessed with this. Therefore you know you are. Therefore you are eligible to know. Therefore you can know what you are. Once you know what you are, this half knowledge becomes, I am the I self, I am the truth. In knowing that, the knowledge becomes total knowledge. Arjnanam. Ardha vidya becomes Purna Vidya, isn't it? Half I am the truth. I am the reality. I am fullness. Knowledge, you will revel in fullness. This is also fact. You can understand, you can ask me why I am the truth, I am the real. You say that because fullness or happiness and truth because happiness is nothing but fullness. What effort should the water make to fill the entire ocean? Tell me, of the ocean. Water, the truth of the ocean, it make to fill the ocean, to pervade the ocean, to be full. Does the water, the truth of the ocean, pervade the ocean, to go all over the ocean, to fill the ocean, to be full of the ocean? Does it need? No. Why? Ocean. With reference to ocean, truth of the ocean is the water. Water happens to be the truth of the ocean. Being full or filling the ocean is the very, not an action, not an, doesn't, very nature. Therefore, being fullness and water are not two different things. All following? And water are not two different things with reference to ocean. Truth and water fills the entire ocean. Therefore, being fullness, the water. The truth of the, now I can say one more step. The truth of the wave, every wave is the water. The truth of the entire ocean is the water. Of every wave and all the waves and the entire ocean, that water and the are two different things. Fullness, water, the truth, the fullness. Can you say that or not? Every wave is fullness. Can you say that? It's a correct sentence. In the same way, if you know that, then you can say what? I, the self, am the truth, the fullness. Understand? I, the self, am fullness, the happiness. You can say that. But you should know, first of all, to know what you are, you should accept the fact that you are not forced to accept anything, imposed here. You have the fact of you are not knowing yourself thing. So this effort to know this fact of oneself not knowing one's own self. In the sense, is a fact. And once you know what, that you not know what you are, I should know what I am. Thereby, you don't need to know that. You need not go afterwards. You need not go in search of what is the again. Tree means what? What is the truth of the leaf? What is that without which the leaf cannot exist? What is it without which the fruit cannot exist? What is it without which the stick cannot exist? What is it without which the roots cannot exist? What is the whole tree with the spare parts put together which constitute the tree? What is that one thing else cannot exist? What is that without which the elements cannot exist? No. Don't need to. know the truth of anything in the world, the truth of what you are, the truth of the whole inexplicably vast, incomprehensibly vast truth of the as it were. This is also a fact. When knowing one thing, known as it were. As good as not. This is a fact. So this, once you know the value of this fact of that knowing, how, because you see all our efforts are made ultimately for peace. Where there is happiness, there is peace. Where there is no happiness, there is no peace. There must be happiness for the peace. For that peace, what you need is happiness. And for that happiness, you need not work for, because already all that you need to do is you need to know. And therefore, the whole life, all our struggles, all our loggings, all our efforts, all that we do ultimately is for this peace and happiness. Fact, you know, yes, happiness is my ultimate choiceless end. Then knowledge of the truth becomes a choiceless end, because they're identical. The knowledge of the truth of oneself becomes the choiceless end. Self-knowledge becomes the choiceless end. What choice? You will not know the self-knowledge being the choiceless end unless you know the connection between the self-knowledge and the choiceless end. This is what you need the connection, understand? These are all. Only when you understand the connection between the knowledge, which is the knowledge of the truth, you know the value of this knowledge, then you value self-knowledge. Only knowledge, then you will make all possible efforts to know this, because self is there already, isn't it? It remains covered. You do not see, you do not know what you are. Then when the desire, in the wake of the knowledge of the value of self-knowledge, or knowing the value of it, then begins the real spiritual journey. You are not religious, okay? You are spiritual. I need to know what I am. I use this pronoun, first person singular pronoun, I am. I. When I refer to myself, I use this pronoun, first person singular pronoun, I. Sometimes I refers to the body, gross body, some sense organs, sense powers. Sometimes I refers to, I refers to my even physiological functions. The I refers to my mental condition. I'm very dull. I'm very unhappy. Highly enthusiastic to do certain things. I love it. Sometimes Sometimes I refers to the mental conditions. Sometimes I refers to, really, I don't know, maybe the water has properly. I don't know, maybe the shower, during the shower, water might have get let. Okay, then I refers to your one of the sense organs. I'm really hungry. I'm not really. Then I now the function. See, again I refers to some mental condition. You know, with this weight, I'm quite. Then the I refers to what? I'm physically or fatigue. You say I'm weak, which means then I refers to the body. So the I, you used the pronoun I in different contexts, in different timings, referring to different parts. You don't say the only one. Which of these is you? All of them are you or what? Of course, all of them are you. That is why, what is the, we never say the form and the name are not wave. Is wave definitely. But the entire wave is nothing but water. That is what the water is, the essential nature. The true wave is water. Without which, similarly, what is that truth, essential nature, without which the name and form, the physical form relate to, isn't it, this form with the given name, that's the truth. That truth is actual substance of the substantive I. Substantive wave is water. The first person singular pronoun I, we say the true innermost essence, essential nature, the individual. Not know the substance of what actually is the substance of the substance. What you know about yourself is relatively correct. But you do not know if the wave says, if you happen to ask, oh, how are you? Who are you? I'm a wave. The wave can reply, wave. I'm talking, don't take it seriously, okay? Don't think I'm mad. I'm just, I'm a wave. Wave is not wrong. Of course wave is a wave. Right. Empirically right. Who can deny the fact the wave is not just the wave? Isn't it? What the wave is absolutely. The wave is similarly, if you say, I'm so-and-so, I'm of this weight, I'm of this height, I'm a daughter of so-and-so, son of so-and-so, not to when your nationality or sugary people, you can be right, you are right, relatively you are right, but what are you absolutely? You do not know. That is why we do not deny your identity, relative identity, absolutely, your identity, you do not have, do not know. You have, but you don't absolutely. That's why absolutely the substance of the substantive I, the essence, you do not know. In knowing that, the essence of the substantive universe becomes known, as it were. In knowing that, the truth of the whole, what the word fullness, happiness means. Form, no color, no taste, no smell, you can't understand. You understand the fullness being the nature of devotion. Similarly, you can understand what happiness is in terms of the whole universe, what happiness is, what fullness is, only in terms of the knowledge, understand the truth of the whole as truth of yourself. You see the connection here. Knowledge of what happiness is not a state of mind, and happiness is something, it has been beginninglessly. Happiness is something which has been, and it will ever be there endlessly. It is now, even now, changelessly. So what is eternally there is happiness. And that is most abstract. Why? Because it has to be understood in terms of the swarup of nature, the very reality of the whole truth of the essential, the most abstract, innermost, all-pervasive essence. Therefore, that truth has to be understood only as the truth of oneself. There is no way of whole. Knowing the truth of oneself is in fact knowing the truth of self-knowledge is the knowledge of the truth of the whole. Knowledge of the truth of the whole is in fact knowledge, discovery of what fullness is, what happiness is. The ultimate choiceless human, choiceless end, the happiness. Two different things, they're identical. Only when you understand this self-knowledge and the discovery of happiness being identical, understand the value of self-knowledge and passion. It is not just the which is the desire for knowledge of the truth, which is the desire for discovery of happiness, is in fact a spiritual person. And once your spiritual person is the one who is like a scientist, more than a scientist is not a spiritual person like a scientist. Understand? I'm not denying I'm just saying to differentiate. Like when he wants to discover something, he's totally focused to discover something. All the time then he does not have identity. What identity? I'm a New Zealandian, Purian. I'm an Indian. I'm Hindu. I'm a scientist. Trust in this fact. Is it clear what I'm saying? When you say, I am interested in the truth, I want to know the truth, and the truth I need to know as my own self. Therefore, as a person interested in discovering the truth of oneself, son, you are just a spiritual person. Means, you are beyond all these differences. Because you know very well what is this. It's a fact. You understand this being a fact also. Until you discover it, understood the fact. Then the question comes, okay, how can I know what I am? To have the knowledge of knowledge, to know any object in the world, you need a means of knowledge. Any data accumulate of any object, you need a means of knowledge. Using or making use of your eyes, you cannot say, keeping your eyes closed, you cannot say there is light, there is darkness also. You cannot say that. Whether there is light or darkness. Blocking your ears, you cannot say there is silence or noise. Ears. To know what this, so as means of knowledge, to have the knowledge of light, you need to make use of your eyes as means of knowledge. To have the knowledge of smell, you have to use only your nose as means of knowledge. Of anything, you need a means of knowledge. You need a means of knowledge. If what is to be known is something, if an object, ears and eyes and nose and tongue and skin, you can use all the possible, instruments of knowledge you are blessed with. You can use your thinking capacity. You can understand something if what is to be known is something other than yourself. But here, what is to be known is not something which is other than the object of your knowledge. What is to be you, not an object of your knowledge. It is very you. Because you are the knower, you are the one, the world. Then when you say the world is an object of knowledge, other than you, which is an object of your knowledge, you can use, see, all the possible means of knowledge available here. But when all the means of knowledge available here, you are blessed with already, in terms of your mind and all that, all of them, when you need to know yourself, isn't it? The object of knowledge is different from the subject of knowledge, the knower. Then these instruments can, but when subject of knowledge, you are the knower. When you need to know what you are, the subject, the knower itself becomes of knowledge. If the other instruments of knowledge, if you were able to use them already you would have known. You wouldn't have remained ignorant. They did not even help you to know that you do not know what you are. Ignorance of yourself. How can they help you to arrive at the day? You need an external means of knowledge, which carefully used, properly used, carefully used, helps you understand. Traditionally we give the simple example is, we no choice, we have only eyes. Eyes are examples. Distortion-free clear vision. Some of you with the specs, with power, very clear eyes. What are you doing with these eyes? You see, turn around here, from here, this side, around here. Wherever you go, with these eyes you can see things the eyes can see, the colors eyes can see, forms eyes can see, light eyes can see. Everything the eyes can, shapes eyes can see, tell you, immediately report, the amount of everything, the color. But the eyes need to see themselves. Eyes need to see the face. Enter world. The eyes have to see themselves. Somebody comes and tells you, what is that? Your eyes, and they have to come and tell you. Your eyes, poor eyes, they cannot see, they can see everything else. But something goes wrong with the eyes. Suppose if the red, that's red. If irritation is there, the eyes look. Why your eyes look red? Do they? I don't know. The eyes can see, but you need a mirror which are capable of seeing the whole Jagat, everything around. To see themselves, dependent on what? The reflecting. Eyes can never see the original eyes. Eyes have their reflection. Okay? Appearing where? A mirror. Eyes see themselves? Yes. Can they see themselves original? Their reflections. Only seeing their reflections, eyes can see themselves on reflecting medium, the mirror. You can know everything. But for you to know, you need another mirror which reflect your own nature. And that the mirror, which serves as a reflecting mirror, through your true nature, you can know. That is what is the scripture. Vedanta Shastram. Then you may ask, why can't we use some other scripture? If you have some other scripture, try it. Vedanta Shastram. If you already know, do not know what happiness is, and happiness cannot be attained, it's something to be discovered. You discovered as a true very nature of the reality. Therefore, I can use this. If you know all these things already, then to understand yourself, well and good. If you have guarantee here, the Vedanta Shastram, the Upanishads, and the scriptures. If you have doubt, do they work? How do I believe? How do I trust? The Vedantic texts or Vedanta Shastram, the end of knowledge. Just because you say we don't want to believe, because you are from India, when you see the mirror, to see your eyes, you don't see a mirror as your mirror, just the mirror. Doesn't matter whether it is, even if it is in China. Okay? But you don't deny, no, I don't want to see into this mirror because it's import from look. Because you feel some irritation. You want to see how your eyes look. And the mirror, because it has been made in China, it's mirror. I won't say that. I'm desperate to see how my eyes look. Because I can't stand irritation, itching. I want to get to the, please see that as a mirror. Reflecting medium of the truth. And Shastram is available as a mirror, reflecting mirror. Doesn't matter, isn't it? You see that. And nature, real nature or not, but not, isn't it? You have to make use of it. The mirror. Without making use of the mirror, I cannot say, no, this mirror will not reflect my eyes. I cannot close. I cannot come through this mirror, I cannot see the reflection of my, if I cannot say, yeah, without seeing the mirror, I cannot say, yeah, eyes. I cannot say that also. Because it may not have enough mercury behind, it may not reflect. To say whether it works, it reflects or it does not reflect. Similarly, here also, I had to make use of this scripture being said. Okay, if this scripture serves as means of knowledge of the self, and let me make use of this scripture. Let me try to understand what is the content, what is the teaching, and let me see whether it works or not. Then you can say whether it works. This scripture serves as means of, which means the words of the scripture have to be handled. Can I study myself? Can I go and buy the translations by different airports? Most dangerous thing. One person said, one day they took me, showed me the cupboard, bookshelf. I was so huge, big library. Huge library. Wonderful collections of so many good books, and then different segregations of here, and then English here, and French here, and then science books there, scientific fictions there. Oh, amazed by this man, really amazing person, he must be very well read. And he showed me, these are all the collections from India. All different people. How many translations of Bhagavad Gita I have got, he was very proud. Have you read all of them? And so many collections. You need to understand what so many book translations by so many authors I have got. Get cut in number of books. Actually, you need to understand what actually the vision is, and vision of the content, what is content in the Shastram, isn't it? Therefore, can I read the text by myself? No. People is your language. English is the language. For us, English is not the mother tongue. Here, English is the mother tongue. From conception, you've been exposed to this language called English. When you're born, wherever you go, you hear the language English. You breathe English. So fluent and eloquent, you can articulate, you can communicate well your language. And you can read, you can write, you can express yourself very well. Fantastic. All the books in the bookshops, all the physics books are in English language. Even in history of different countries, all the subject books, books on different subject matters, all of them are in English. Even medicine books on medicine shop. And buy the books. Come back home and study and understand yourself because you know English language. I tell you, your English knowledge will be, you'll know the limitation of your English language knowledge only when you really buy some physics books. You can't understand even history of time, a book, some mathematics and physics. Subject matter is not enough for you to understand the the content presented in that language. Similarly, that is why you cannot read, translate, some Sanskrit or English, it's not enough. Which means you need to go to the physics professor to understand with your English language knowledge, isn't it? Similarly here also, you read subject matter of the scripture, the Vedanta, who knows the method of unfoldment, for which to be able to unfold the Vedantic, the words, and for which he must have been a student of another teacher. If you study with the help of the teacher, while studying, you also understand the very teaching methodology being inbuilt in the very teaching. The text. Not something the scripture with the help of the teacher. And especially here, the teacher is said to be a method of unfoldment. So when he teaches, it should, what is it you like best, Rodney? It will go like custard. When you eat custard, is it difficult to gulp it? Tongue, it disappears. Don't even know how it goes down, isn't it? I mean, people who like custard, okay? Don't worry about fiber, you don't need to worry about sticks. Bread toast something may cause sometimes some wounds, isn't it, if you're not careful. But when you eat custard, what's the problem? When you say baby food, means easily digestible, effortlessly absorbable. That's why the baby is eating, jump around, and then because they can't, everything becomes energy, full of life, isn't it? The easily assimilable food is baby food. That's what is custard like. That's how when it comes, the teaching comes, the traditional teaching. See, even our, that's why easy, isn't it? That's what the teacher does. Does not make the teaching is simple. If you simplify something, it becomes a fat-free food, useless. It is not simple. Simple teaching is different from even though abstract, absolute knowledge, the great wisdom, but still, because the methodology, isn't it? That's why here we have to the text, the means of knowledge, because it is not something you have it's external. So when you're exposed to this teaching, faith, because I had to make use of it, then you listen to the teacher, then there's definitely movement called sampradaya. The teaching, definitely in the long run will bless you with the knowledge. It is, if you have this knowledge, you are wise. Without this knowledge, otherwise. Will be otherwise. And how long should I listen? Not continuous, consistent, steady. Listening. Shravanam. One has to do it for a length of time. How long? Until you understand, until the ignorance resolves. Then it will tell you, once you enter into Shravanam, you start listening, and you will know, then you will watch it. Is it clear? Not only this, the teacher, if you're very desperate, the teacher will be available definitely. Teacher is available. Teachers are available. sometimes people are exposed to the teaching and still they may think, no, I've been listening for so many years, straight on the part of many people who've been working for many years also. That is because certain preparedness also required on one's part in attaining this knowledge. Sometimes you may be interested in knowledge because you know the value of this knowledge, because you know what it's going to do for you. Therefore, but are you really ready for this knowledge? Which of this University of Sydney, suppose, see the beautiful campus, beautiful departments, fantastic teachers, highly educated, highly all are postdoctoral fellowship, and then excellent communication with very good teachers. They teach so well, departments are so well, they learn to study there. You go because teachers are there, libraries are there. You want what do you want to study? I want to do PhD here in this department as aeronautical engineering with my school. But I have interest. I love to do this. That's fine. Go back, finish this department, not go anywhere. You'll be waiting here for a very well constructed department. The professors, even if they go, new professors will be there. Whenever you come, there will be teachers available. This is a university. Go, get yourself properly equipped and come here. The admission, who can qualified? They'll send you back to complete your course. Similarly, Shastram also, what now? Doesn't put us off. It's there for you, waiting for you. See, you prepare yourself. Okay? You come, this. So what is the prerequisite qualification one needs for this knowledge? And how to become qualified, to become more qualified. Knowing the self is the greatest qualification. Self-knowledge is the great wisdom, for which what's the qualification and need for that? How to become qualified? How can I become qualified? Know that we can have, or if you want more further, I can continue. Because I was not asked, come and talk on this. They didn't tell me anything, what to talk or anything. Simply they said talk. I didn't prepare a plan or anything. Just as I started. Is it okay?